Hello, bonjour. We're just sitting in the car outside the urgence, which is the emergency in France. And Duncan, I had to go and pick Duncan up. I got an emergency call from Duncan. The ladder had collapsed underneath him at work, and obviously he's hurt himself. I've had to leave him in the waiting room because of COVID. I can't be in there with him. So at the moment I don't know what he's done. That he's in a lot of pain. He's hurt this same shoulder before. And before, when we came here, he was in and out in 20 minutes, but as luck would have it today, there's a few more people in there, not many, but hopefully it won't be too long. So I'll just wait here patiently, taking in the view of cars, and hopefully he'll be messaging me soon to come and get him, or he'll just come out to me. So watch this space again. Well, that's not bad. Duncan has just messaged me to say he's waiting now for x-ray. We haven't been here long at all, really. I think he's been in there about a quarter of an hour. So hopefully we'll find out very shortly what the damage is and whether he's got to have time off work, which he will have to for a bit. So I've messaged the client to tell him it was their ladder that collapsed underneath him, and at least they know he won't be able to go there for a little while. Okay. Well, it's been about half an hour since my last bulletin. Duncan's out of x-ray, but still doesn't know what's happened. I just messaged him, so he's still waiting. Meanwhile, I'm sitting here roasting, but I'd rather be roasting than in pain like Duncan is. So let's hope that he's out very soon. Frustratingly, we've only been back from holiday a week, and Duncan's obviously trying to catch up with jobs that were in the pipeline when we went away, so it's going to put a bit of a dampener on that, trying to get that done now. So we'll have to see if he can catch up soon, or hopefully the clients won't mind. Hello, bonjour. So this is a bit of a follow-on from earlier. We come back from the hospital, and Duncan's literally only just done some muscle damage, even though he's in a lot of pain. So he's got a few days of resting. So now I'm down the garden. We ended up being in the hospital about 2 hours. I'm down the garden. It's a little bit rainy. I've come down to rescue my strawberries. But look how lovely the garden looks in the rain. Clematia's looking beautiful. The one over there. And my passion flower is gradually coming on. Look, everything has gone mad overnight with the rain. My God, that tree there used to be so thin and spindly. I'm surrounded by green. It makes us feel so secluded. Wow, look at it. This wasn't growing across the doorway the other day. Amazing. So proud of our garden. It's so lovely. Now look, I'm about to walk through. I don't know if you can see it. That most enormous cobweb. I'm sorry, Mr. Spider. But I've got to break it. There we go again. I'm having trouble with those trees I told you about. This one seems to be absolutely fine. This one, the slow growing ones I said about, and that one over there has managed to get diseased, and we don't really know how. So, but now, as I say, I've got to go into the polytunnel to rescue my strawberries. So carrots are slowly coming on. Sprouts, parsnips, beans. It does amaze me with the beans how they send out their little tendrils to hang on to anything just to support. Put some things out the other day. Potatoes aren't doing very well. I don't know what's going on there. I'm not growing so many beetroot this year, but now you can see that. More beans. You see I've put string up for them to grow up. I came down the other day and this little one here, this little one, had thrown out a tendril and hung on over here. It's like it had gone out, in the middle of the air to find something to hang on to. They're amazing, amazing nature. Radishes and onions, again not doing brilliantly, although we've had quite a lot of radishes. These potatoes look great, but they've not come to flower, and I think it's just because there's just not been enough sun, and it's in a slightly shadier spot, and it's the first year trying it here. Because the neighbours, as you can see, he's had lots of flowers, and he's went in about 3 weeks, maybe more than me, after me. He's got a lovely little wildflower spot there, I notice. Let's just have a quick look round at my raspberry plant. It's my blackberry. It's in flower, so we should have a little bit of fruit from that this year. It's a new one. The cucumber looked like it was struggling yesterday, but it seems to have picked up now. And it's my butternut squash. Now that bean 2 days ago was fine, and all of a sudden it's just ugh. So yep, so this is not our garden. This is a bit of wild garden that's left next to us, which gives us a bit of privacy. There's the wild blackberries growing there. They're very prickly, so we don't tend to get to pick them very much. But mine are thornless. Let's go in the polytunnel. I always hold my breath when I go in case I find a disaster. Okay, well, tomatoes are obviously doing very well. They've gone huge. Got quite a lot of flowers. So I should have got a few tomatoes. And here's my sickly strawberries. So far I've picked about, I don't know, it's probably about 10 mouldy ones. I mean, these are all coming along okay. But obviously some of the leaves got a bit of brown on. I'm not sure about that one. But we've read up last night, googled it as you do, to find that we need, oh no it wasn't it, it was actually a YouTuber. It said you need to thin the leaves out so that they get a bit of light. I know it's in the polytunnel, but whether they're inside or out at the moment they're not getting a lot of light because of the weather. And spray the fruit with a bicarb solution. That's supposed to help. So I can only try. So there we go. But bonus of being in the polytunnel, I'm not getting wet in that rotten rain out there. Wasn't supposed to rain till about 12 o'clock I think, but we'll see. Okay, as the man said, thin them out, let them get some light. So let's start cutting out some leaves. When he did it and showed it, looked like a massacre because there seemed to be hardly any leaves on it, but That's what the fruit needs. Let's get that little umbrella off of that one. This one. And this one looks like a very big umbrella. That got fruit? It hasn't, but it's... I'll get a bit more light. I'm not very good at this pruning lark because I'll have to seal the green, and I know it's good for the plant, but Duncan just goes wild with his cutting back, but it pays off. He's right, it does pay off. Let's get through that one. I suppose the leaves aren't the one that's giving the fruit, is it? So it makes sense in some ways, because it's like you do with tomatoes, get rid of some of the leaves, or the branches with the leaves on that aren't producing any fruit, to give the energy to the ones that are. So it makes sense. Sorry if I'm jumping around a little bit, I forgot to bring my camera support with me. I've got several and I still managed to forget to bring it down. I think it was because I was trying to get down here before the weather got even worse. Now, where do I cut for you? That one's obviously got blocking a bit of light on that one. This one, I think these need to come off. I'm not looking very good. Oh, that's got fruit. Maybe that's why you're struggling. Let's get rid of that one. These are all very shady. I'm worried I'm going to cut the branches with the actual fruit on at the minute. I'm determined we're not going to lose even more strawberries. Where's this one going? There. And that one. What's wrong with that one? Oh, that one's obviously gone. Get rid of that. If any of you out there have been growing strawberries for a long time and are going to tell me I've done something wrong here, please do say. Because every year I fail at my strawberries, and every year I try something different. That's why this year I'm growing them in the polytunnel, because I thought they might protect them from getting eaten by the birds. I'm going to take that one off, I think. Okay, so I've got some more down here. I'm going to take that runner off. know if there. Oh, it looks like it's going to get a flower, that one. So I'll leave that one. I did have, first time ever, I had noticed the runners. I say I'm a bit of an amateur, and I actually dipped them in the soil in pots, and then just before I went on holiday, I then cut them off the main flat plant, and then I ended up with those. So I'm quite proud of myself. Not done it before. I'm going to take. I don't know. I'm so reluctant to get rid of these runners because I want to make some more tomato plants. So I think I'll leave that. Look, even one of my runners has got a runner now. This is brilliant. A runner off a runner. So let's pick up all the debris. Oh, let's come down the back. Have I done enough? I wonder. I think I might take that one off because it's looking brown. In case it has got anything wrong with it. Small there, that need a bit of light. Yeah, take them off. The rain's running off the roof on the polytunnel. Not having much of a summer, are we? Oh look, I've just noticed that. Right, we need to get rid of that. That one there. Got some fruit there that needs to get some light. Is it okay? Hope so. This has got. They're not looking brilliant. What's going on? Every year, people around me get kilos and kilos of strawberries, and I never do. It's very disheartening. What have we got here? Take this one off. Take that one off, it's got a bit brown on it. So if this was alive, I'd be able to say to you, tell me which ones, because I'm probably missing loads. But that, you know, there as an example of what's been going on. There. Looks horrible, and to say. My friend said they looked after the polytunnel while I was away. She said, oh, you've got lots of strawberries. Come back all excited to find they were all mouldy. Very disappointing. And I actually put them outside while I was away because I wanted to make sure that if it was going to rain, they were going to get some rain, because I didn't want to totally leave it all up to my friend. It's a lot of responsibility. It's like leaving your child with someone. I said that to her actually. I feel like I've left my baby behind. It's just you need to do these things yourself, and then you're the only one to blame if it goes wrong. Well, let's see what happens now. I think I've taken off enough there to give it some light. I don't see any more shading anymore really. I don't see any poking out in front. Look at that one maybe. Right, okay, so I've mixed up a teaspoon of bicarb, and I think this is about 1 litre, and I've got to now spray everything to hope eliminate any possible fungi that still breeding. So I just can't. None of them seem to get very big. Oh, please help me. Right, let's spray. Right, just going to lay you down a minute. Oh, I'm going to pause. Okay. I mean, look, this is July. There's 15 degrees in here. Mid-July, for goodness sake. Yet some days I come down here and it's 46 in here. And I have to open some little windows because it's just far too hot. Oh, this gardening lark. Okay. Decided I think I'll give that sickly tree a bit of spray. And, yeah. It's going to die anyway if I don't do it, so I'll try it. Okay. So, I was talking about my neighbour's having flowers on his potatoes and I haven't. I've got one potato with a flower. See that one? I didn't plant that one. Well, I did last year. Unbelievable. Right, let's go and give this tree some spray. Pear tree's coming on okay. Mr. Elephant is living here this year, he's usually on the other side. See this one? Absolutely fine. This one, absolutely not. I'm probably doing this, I'm absolutely wasting my time, but, oh, no, my spray stopped. Oh, okay. I might stop spraying, but there we go. So I do love this garden, and we've worked really hard on it, and it's looking beautiful at the minute. It's no Kew Gardens, but it's beautiful all the same. This bird bath, Duncan's parents bought us. Absolutely love it. We haven't managed to get it out before now because last year was just I don't know, we just didn't get around to it. But I'm glad we got it out now. Something seems to be growing in there, looking suspiciously like a cucumber to me. I didn't put it in there, so I don't know how it ended up there. But I'm leaving it to find out again. This plant, bought at a little garden show the other day. I don't know if anybody knows what that is. That's a monkey nut plant. Never grown one before. And it's funny how you think you buy them in the shop and you forget they actually come off a plant. But apparently the actual monkey nuts are the on the roots. So that's going to be interesting to see if I manage to get anything out of that. Right, considering it's only 15 degrees, I'm going to have to put my polytunnel to bed again, I think. I've left one little window open so it doesn't get too humid in there, but I'll come and check on it later. I'll do that just to make sure the door doesn't warp. Yeah, that bird up there. That's a pigeon. all that one is. I'm not very good on bird calls. I do love when we come down here and it's so quiet, and that's all we can hear, the birds. And you think this is a Saturday. If we was back in the UK where we lived, it'd be Saturday and it'd be so noisy. I love this. You can see through there. See a house in the distance. In front of it and immediately in front of us is where they're starting to grow the plant for the wood burners. I think I said it in another video. It grows the plant. It takes 2 or 3 years, I think, to grow, and then they harvest it and then sell it as wood pellets. I think these are some sort of lily or poppy, but they've gone over now and finished. They're still pretty. We've gradually got around putting our little silly little ornaments out. There's my tortoise and snail. And there's our, I think that's a heron, I think. Obviously, I said, obviously very no good with that. We've got a butterfly there. Bird house thing there, but that again was bought by my mother-in-law. And the bird bath over the back. This sea lion was supposed to be a water feature over near the decking. We never seemed to get round to doing it, so we've moved it out now and we're going to have one somewhere else. So, little fish. I do love all these little bits of interest, and if there's children coming to stay in the Gite, I like to think they have a good hunt round trying to find them all. And we've got Mr. and Mrs. Actually, it's not Mr. and Mrs, is it? It's 2 Misters. Gnomes. There's another sun metal thing there. This fuchsia. We thought we'd lost it. Again, inexperienced. Didn't realise they died right back. And I bought a fuchsia in memory of my dad. He was absolutely adored fuchsias. So that always reminds me of him. See that gate? This is privé. We shut that gate when the guests are in this garden, because then they don't wander into our garden. You've got to have some privacy. Well, I was going to do some weeding today, but I'm not going to stand down here in the rain to do that. Ivy or something coming through. Not ivy, is it? It's coming through in the wrong place. I'll have to pull that up. And a buddy cat on the top. These I repainted last year because they were very faded. We bought them at a Bid Grenier, or boot fair as you'd say, or car boot. So they need to look after them. I came down here last night, and normally I can see across the field, and just in 1 or 2 days these ferns have got this high. They're 6+ foot tall. So I love the secludedness, but I do like my view, so I don't like it when they grow, but it's the time of year. Another one there. And these are the trees I was talking about just now. These were, you can see the bottom, it was a spindly little thing that it's come off of another tree, and now they're huge. It's funny how it's so open in the winter, but this time of year, oh, if I wanted to, I could sunbathe naked down here. It's so secluded. Another one there. Look at it. It's just gone mad. Not had a lot of sun, but the rain and then a little bit of sun and it goes berserk. You can just see there the purple flower in the distance. That is normally a huge buddleia that grows there. I don't know why, it's like gone down to 1/3 of the size. There's some friends and neighbours there, you can just about see their house in the distance. It was the house there, it was their daughter's house that Duncan was doing the electrics on yesterday. He ended up having the accident and a ladder collapsing on him. So they're all very concerned, making sure he's okay. Oh, they've had some mushrooms growing. Can't see anywhere else. As I say, I do love my ornaments in the garden. Like the three wise frogs. You'll probably laugh, but this is an ornament we bought at the same garden show as I did the monkey nut tree. This lady was doing lots of very rustic things, and we bought this, and you'd think he got it off a building site, but Duncan absolutely loved it. So we got that. We could have got a bigger one, but it's another thing to look at. Another bird bath. This frog on a stick. We've had him for a long time. And these are our other two additions. We bought these at the same one. It's two gnomes. Can't really tell, you know what the gnomes are like nowadays. They've got these huge hats on. They had like a little mossy moustache, which the weather seems to have destroyed now. And then the little one. Those two. Okay, you see this little, well, it's my summer house. It's only a little thing. And some of you out there might be saying, that's not a summer house, that's a shed. But to me, it's my little summer house. As you can see, on the outside the windows are a bit of a mess. We need to replace this, well, those sort of window doors. Now, inside, just lots of little knickknacks. Also have a couple of little signs. Paris, welcome. A good friend is a found treasure. Life is too short to drink cheap wine. Well, the person that bought that obviously didn't know me as well as they thought. When do we drink anything else? We're in France, and cheap wine is as good as any other. And a little storage seat. It's where obviously it's at. Not got a cushion on it at the minute. We did have cushions actually in here, but the mice decided they needed that for their nesting. Let's take a seat. As you see, I can see the garden from here. The idea was, had this, and then if I'm out here and it's raining, I can sit in while it passes. I have to say I don't think about that, and generally I'm in the polytunnel, so I just stand around in the polytunnel. It's a nice little place to sit, as I say. It's not a summer house, so I could have a sofa and that like some people do, but it's mine. Duncan made it for me, and yep. So as it needs a bit of work. It's had a new roof on it, and it needs, I say, new doors. These were windows actually that were in the house before we renovated, and you know, we do like to recycle where we can, and obviously save money at the same time. But now we've got to spend some money and get some more. Unless I can't do that. Yep, Jan's summer house. It's great during the summer if we have parties, because it's great to keep the cool boxes in and anything else that we don't want littering around the garden or getting blown around the garden. So we've got a bottle opener. We normally have lights all around the outside. So notice we've got another privé sign, because out of bounds for guests if they do actually come into our garden. Can't wait to actually have some nice weather for us to have the neighbours round and or friends and that, and have some drinks out here and maybe something to eat. Okay, I'm off to Lassay at the moment now. I've just discovered that I need some odd bits and pieces, even though I was in the shop yesterday. You know how it is. It's still raining and I've got to get a couple of bits, so I'd rather be at home getting to know the new computer. By the time you see this, I'll have had the computer a bit because it takes me ages to edit, but it's, yeah, just thought I'd take you with me. I did ask Sharon if she wanted to come, but she's having a stay-at-home day. Don't blame her, it's exactly what I want to be doing. So yeah, into Marseille is about 7k from us, or 7 minutes from us. Picturesque little town, always worth a visit when visiting our Gite. We're coming up now to Bastille Day very soon, and that's when the town really comes to life with lots of things happening. Usually like a big Grenier boot fair, and lots of stalls and entertainment and everything, and food, all the bars, restaurants and things are always open. And when the weather's good, it's a really good day. This looks like he's having a vid Grenier. Wasn't sure with the weather. With COVID, it'll be one of the first vid Greniers to be on. I think it's probably going to end up being packed because everybody will really have missed it. We haven't had a vid Grenier for 2 years now. I know we miss it. There's nothing we actually want or really need, but you know, you always find something you didn't know you needed. And it's just nice to just get out at the weekend. Don't often have them during the week here. Occasionally you might have the odd one on a Wednesday or Thursday or something, but most of the time it's a Saturday or Sunday. Much the same as UK really. This bit of road, you can't see it obviously. This bit of road is it's quite new, but to the left of me there's a path that continues and it walks all around the outside of the town, and it takes about an hour. It's a lovely little walk. Used to do it quite often. I do sniff a lot, don't I? I don't know why. Obviously I've got something irritating my nose all the time, so apologies. I'm more conscious of it now since I've been doing these vlogs than any time. It's funny, Sharon said the same. She realised she sniffs a lot. Right, now we're coming up to Marseille. There we go. This is Marseille of Lassay Les Chateaux. I've just arrived in the car park. I'll see if I can take you in with me. It's a bit boring, obviously, really, a supermarket, but we'll go in there anyway. I have outside 24-hour pizzas and washing and drying machines there. This came very handy when I was doing changeovers and the weather was rubbish. I could come and dry the washing while I read a book. Here we go. I'm having a lazy cook day. I got pizza today. Stationery art, toys, electricals. And then the puzzle books. French obviously like the puzzle books. Children's magazines. Adult magazines. Books and DVDs. It's all your kitchen area type stuff, all the stuff you need for the kitchen. Toys. Right, I need dishwasher tabs. I don't know what ones to get. 8:30. Right, I'll go with them ones for now. Just the small ones if I get the ones I want. I forgot to pick up a basket, so I have to go back and get that now. Do I get him the cheap crappy Coke? Or do I get him Pepsi? No, I'm getting some Pepsi Max. I need some tonic. Usually this is the only place I can get a diet tonic. There we go, zero tonic. Oh, we've got Schweppes. What's the difference? 80 cents as opposed to 1.64. Well, it's got to be the 80 cents then, isn't it? Ginger ale's another one here. You can't get a diet ginger ale. So that's just a normal ginger ale. Cheese. Do. Wild beef, I think. That's tonight's dinner done. And curry tomorrow. I've updated all the fruit and veg area. Not that you'd know that, but I know. There's the onions. Market fresh. Butters and cheeses, yogurts, desserts. Ah, here's the onions. So we want these ones. Yep. That's me done, I think. Let me check my list. Dishwasher tabs, oh, butter. There we go. So what's on offer this week? Demi-sell $3.35. Demi-sell is sort of half butter. $2.17, $3.90. So we're going to go with the $3.35. Must admit, do love our butter. Don't like spreads. All the chemicals in spreads, don't like that. Pet aisle. Soups. See if I've got my favourite soup because I've had that for ages. There it is. Get a couple as soon as I got them in. Italian tomato and mozzarella. Delicious. As you probably know, the French do like their dried sausage. Which reminds me, I haven't bought a chorizo for a while. Oh, there we go. Extra 4, extra strong. Let's go and find a place at the till. So this is all the chocolates and sweets. Maybe Earl Grey. Maybe Earl Grey. Let's try the Russian Earl Grey. As you can see, you can get your keys cut in here. Right, that's that done. Back out into the rain. That's one of our neighbours' cars and their little dog. English car over there. There we go. Not about you, but I'm glad when I haven't got to wear a mask anymore. Oh. Very wet. I'm trying to prop this so I can try and turn it round so you can see some of the journey. Alright. Don't you get frustrated when you can't play the music you want when you're doing a YouTube or a vlog, should I say? Keep turning my music off. We'll go the long way round and I'll drive you through the town of Lassay. On the left you'll see the sapeur pompier, that's our fireman, fire brigade. I can only show you the left because you're facing the left. It's the pompe funèbre, which is to do with the funerals, and then the orange building is a pole santé, which is our health centre for Lassay, and then the yellow building next to it is where the dentist is. Along here we've got the vets, the veterinaire, and the podologe where you're going to have your feet done, the gendarmerie. In the town we have a gendarmerie, but in bigger towns they have police. So I suppose gendarmerie is like your local constabulary, as it were, local police. Once you get into the central, once you get past the signpost for the sign, you're supposed to only do 50 kilometres, which is about 35 miles an hour. Post office on the left. I must admit, sometimes we forget. You go into auto mode, don't you? Just like autopilot, and you realise you're doing faster than you should. Sharon and I were here just yesterday. Well, I couldn't remember what I wanted then, I don't know. But this is a lovely, lovely little town. I'll come here on a dry day and show you the chateau and everything. That's the pharmacy on the left that I generally use. The little florist. We've got a kebab shop. We've got a health shop. Another bar. A little shop and a little epicery, which does bio stuff basically. And that's the bar I was in yesterday, having a drink with some friends just for half hour. I haven't seen them for ages. And there's another bar, obviously estate agents, pharmacy, and there's a wheat till wheat, an 8 till 8 shop. We've got a pizza shop, we've got a haberdashery shop, another bank, and we've got a boulangère, which everybody knows. A boulangère is the bakery and the French delicious pastries. That's the little Flowers Are as a school. Now we're going to go right. One day I'll film the other side. For some reason my camera bracket I can only put it on at this angle. Just want to turn it around a little bit. Just a little bit. You can sort of see both sides now, just at not a very good angle. Flowers growing on the right. The entrance to our local open air swimming pool on the right. Another lovely roundabout. I do like to decorate the roundabouts here, and this one is pink flowers, pink roses all round. Up the hill homeward. Cross there on the left, you'll find a lot of them around. Lots of crosses and lots of little chapels. Obviously it's a Catholic country. looks so different this time of year when that sky's blue and the crops are growing well. It's like a different pace. I suppose it's the same in any country. Do sort of 90k on this road, which I would be doing if I wasn't filming, but I don't want to make you feel sick and be too fast. So the fields on the left and the right of the maize has just started to grow now, as in sweet corn. I don't tend to eat sweet corn in France. They just see it as a food for the pigs, for the animals. When I grew some in my garden a few years ago, my neighbour looked at me like I was bonkers. I have to say he was probably right, because my corn was rubbish. We had to explain when we was having a meal with them once that we do eat them. We eat it with tuna, we eat it on its own, or on the cob. As I say, he thought we were absolutely mad. Yeah, we've all got different traditions and foods. As soon as there's any sign of rain here, you have to have your side lights on. I don't remember that being a rule in the UK, I could be wrong. How misty it is with this rain. Ooh. We've got another guest staying in the Gite on the 10th, so give me a few days yet to get that ready. I'll probably film inside the Gite just to show you what that's like. Farm on the left. Turning on the left goes up to our local restaurant, Auberge Campanade. It's a beautiful restaurant, beautiful food. It's owned by... I'm back again, the camera cut out just then. I think I've gone past my 20 minutes. We're going to turn into the little road, which is my friend Sharon's road. Just see in front of me some little steps. That's where Sharon lives. A drive and garden on the left.